name is Viz Madhavan. I teach in the area of manufacturing processes. I've been teaching since 1996. Manufacturing process is about how to make products better. The patent we received is for an ultra high speed imaging system that can image both visible light, normal high speed image sequences, as well as image temperature fields of objects. So it can record ultra high speed images and temperature fields. Ultra high speed is defined as something that is at least above 1 million frames per second, and it can go up to about 200 million frames a second. And our camera is capable of those kinds of frame rates and produce very clear images. We received a major research instrumentation grant from the National Science Foundation to buy one of those commercially available 200 million frames a second high-speed cameras. But in our application, we were looking at a very small volume of material in metal cutting, where the total size of the field of view is less than 1 millimeter by 1 millimeter. Many of the very standard systems, they just couldn't get enough light into this small enough area, and so they basically gave very grainy images. And with grainy images, you cannot quantitatively analyze them. Whereas we wanted to do quantitative analysis using a technique called digital image correlation. We found that a system that worked closest for that was limited only to 4 frames at the most. And being limited to only 4 frames was a significant limitation for us, because to study some sequential events, you need longer image sequences. So it was a standard acquisition proposal, but we ended up developing a new kind of camera system and patenting it. When we understood this is what they were doing, we asked them, okay, so how would you be able to go beyond just 4 frames? Thinking about it, the idea just occurred to me that, hey, maybe instead of using polarization, if we used wavelength of light or color of light, you could split light into many, many more colors. And if you can keep the colors separate with filters, then you could control which light pulse goes to which camera. So you could build larger sequences of images. In addition to that, we realized, hey, this would also allow immediately other types of imaging like fluorescence and so on. And then we finally said, hey, we think there is a way to do it. And then they signed a non-disclosure, and then we told them this is what we think we can do. And they went back and said, hey, it seems doable. And so they said, okay, we'll go ahead and build you a system like this. And when they did that, WSU, asked us to submit a disclosure, and then they went ahead and filed a patent. Yeah, we have had many generations of graduate students use this from 2004 when we bought this, 2005 when it became operational, to now. When I actually came up with this concept, and I had a very good colleague, postdoctoral assistant. His name was Ala Hijazi. He's a co-inventor because he helped refine the ideas, and we came up with many extensions together after the core claims. The Bhagavad Gita, it's a philosophical tome that goes to the core of Hindu philosophy. Forrest Gump. I love him. I wish I could be like that in life. In terms of hobbies, I like to travel. My wife and I, we like to travel. And for me, less adventure the better with travel, more culture, less adventure these days. Patenting is good. It is very important to have patents and or trademarks to protect your intellectual property. Because as soon as you show commercial value, there are many more people who will want a piece of the pie. And the way, as a small entity, for you to be able to harvest any value at all is to have a patent. So I would strongly encourage that. It might seem like a lot of hassles, but man, it'll save your skin if you have something really valuable.